Before there was email, before there was WhatsApp, there used to be Posta Kenya. And today I'm going to tell you the full story of Posta Kenya, from the start to where we are right now. So mail services in Kenya started in the 1600s and to 1900s with the Portuguese. They were the Portuguese missionaries and governors who used to send letters using runners, literally. Walikuwa na wanatuma runners huko hivyo coast, you know. Post office in Kenya expanded when they constructed the railway from Nairobi to Mombasa. In 1999, KPTC decided to split into Posta Kenya, CCK, and Telkom Kenya. Come 2000, and Posta is everywhere. Wako huko hivyo servicing businesses, they were servicing the government, and they were also servicing personal mail. It had a dominance in mail, yani the letters, the parcels, the money orders. And I'm telling you, yani Posta ilikuwa inasimama. They had prime land, they had a loyal workforce. Manzi, they had post offices. Customers were relying on Posta for bank notices, certificates, even international mail. Yani Posta was the institution. But from the year 2000 to 2010, things were changing. Why? Because mobile phones were being introduced. Internet was introduced, kulikuwa na SMS, kulikuwa na emails, kulikuwa hadi na private courier services like the G4S. Yani all this began eating into Posta's services. By 2016, the volume of letters had dropped drastically, and Posta was declared technically insolvent because, oh my god, they had liabilities worth 5.3 billion and assets worth 1.5 billion. In response, Posta started letting go of staff, and I'm telling you, in 2017, 1,280 jobs were lost at Posta. Posta branches started closing, and by the time 2019 ilikuwa inafika, yani period ya 2017 to 2019, 38 branches had already been closed. Outlets za Posta zilianza kutumika na Huduma Center and agency banking. From 2015, there were a few sagas here and there. For example, kulikuwa na audits zenye zilikuwa zime-expose that Posta was leasing its property at 1 shilling per square foot. Sa hiyo market rate ni 60 shillings, 60 to 80 shillings per square foot. Some buildings were leased to board members, and also some property was also not registered, so they were vulnerable to grabbing. I don't know if you can remember this particular saga involving some property yenye iko hapo opposite ya center, and the story was going that your property, it was being leased at 250,000 Kenya shillings per month, yet other buildings ya hiyo category ama hiyo caliber zilikuwa zina rentishwa at 1.4 million shillings. So make it make sense. In 2018, another audit revealed that 29 million shillings had been stolen from Posta by the staff in a fraud. I think ilikuwa a cash for payslip fraud, something. Yeah. Another 12 million had been stolen from Yaya branch. Na unajua, kwa all this, mkisikia listen, there's no listen committee. Hakunanga listen committee. They just do these things evil. By 2023, losses za Posta zilikuwa at 6.2 billion shillings, and the liabilities were at 8.3 billion shillings. Negative working capital was at 6.7 billion shillings. Posta owed KRA about 1 billion shillings, and pensions were not being paid. Manze, it was so bad. The workers' loans were not being paid. Yani, kulikuwa kukwe na workforce reforms. They had to do the reforms. As part of the reforms, Posta laid off 600 employees, that's like minus 25%. And from 2023, kumekwanga na plans to cut senior management, just to reduce the wage bill ratio from 82%, ishuke chini mpaka kitu around 50. I know you guys know M-Post, and M-Post is a virtual PO box that Posta launched, and you just need like your phone number and the code ya Posta. It was like a nice initiative, a nice project, but oh my god, fees kwanza zilikuwa zinatoka from 400, ukienda kuangalia unapata ni 2,000 shillings. Like what? Alafu the service was slow. It's like ata app ili disappear. Posta also has a lot of successes in its story because wamepartner na Safaricom. They have Posta Pesa. Kuna kwanga na delivery ya passport na fertilizer, you know. Kuko hadi na courier services. Anyway, most Kenyans wana complaining about M-Post. I hope kama kuna anyone wa Posta na watch E, yeah, people complain that the service does not work. Kenyans also say tracking your items on M-Post is close to impossible. Ni ngumu. Now, has there been any recent revival plans, changes here and there? In the period between March 2024 and currently saizi 2025, the government has allocated over 3 billion shillings to Posta. 1 billion to improve the structure and 2 billion to modernize the ICT infrastructure at Posta. Guy, I had forgotten. Posta, by the way, delivers medical supplies. They work very closely with KEMSA to deliver medical supplies, which it's a nice thing. Acha tu niachie tu hapo nisiharibu your statement. I know you might be wondering like how much money does Posta make? You might be curious like hizo profits zinakaje? Now, in the year 2022-2023, they made around 604 million shillings, but what they are trying to project is trying to make 1 billion shillings every year. They're still struggling a little bit because rent income is low. Courier services ziko at 56%. People no longer use Posta for the original mailing purposes. Courier iko 56%. And allegedly, admin errors are still very high. Posta was once a symbol of unity and service, and it was all glory, but currently they're struggling with relevance, but it's still there. It's still doing its job. Ancestors, hakuna video yenye nitawahi fanya bila wao kunikujia. I'll just leave you with a question and you tell me honestly, does Kenya really need Posta? Do we need Posta? And if we were to use Posta, what nini hizo wanafaa change? Like how can they make it better, especially in this time and age? We can't also use the strategies zenye tulikuwa natumia in the 1990s because saizi there is much more. So if we were to use Posta, what would they do to change here and there?